Now, because unemployment has reached double digits in this country, and it's far worse in states like Michigan and Rhode Island and others that you know, I don't believe comprehensive immigration is going to be passed this year. But aside from calling off those raids and specifically defining what 287 is all about, there is something else that can happen. One of the things I said to the demonstrators outside who called me a traitor was, how many times have you been in Iraq? I've been there 9. How many times have you been to Afghanistan with our troops? I've been there 6. How about Somalia? And they had no answers because they are professional, in some ways, agitators. The history of this country is filled with stories of immigrants who came here, joined the armed forces of the United States, and then after 2 years of honorable service were allowed to be sworn in as citizens of the United States. Service in the armed forces, 2 years honorable service, you're now a citizen, and I have seen the swearing-in ceremonies. Nothing is more inspirational than to see a man or woman in uniform from a country other than the United States, who wears the uniform of the United States, who serves the United States and the Constitution of the United States, puts their very life on the line, as the immigrant Soriano right here from Harris County did. Those people should be allowed to join, if otherwise qualified, and they don't have a criminal record, they should be allowed to join the armed forces of the United States and through honorable service become citizens, and that also can be done right now. And the DREAM Act, furthermore, you have these babies. I saw them at Ripley, this wonderful, wonderful organization, these public service organizations put together by the Houston Partnership, the daycare center and preschool and computer education and other wonderful, wonderful programs for these youngsters. Many of these kids were brought here in swaddling clothes as infants. And now we tell them when they reach the age of 18, because of the Supreme Court decision in 1982, right here, they have to be educated in high school. Then they graduate, and they're going to tell them they can't go to a public college or university and get in-state tuition. Because why? Tell me exactly. They've been here 18 years, and now you're going to, what, you're not going to let them in, or you're going to charge them 5 times more than you would charge the sibling of that same child who happened to be born on this side of the river? What's the point of that? Don't we want these children to be the best that they can be? Don't we want these children not to be in MS-13 and the 18th Street Gang and the Mexican drug cartel or this or that criminal? You want them to be strivers. You want them to pursue the American dream. You want them to have the same kind of motivation to improve themselves and their family as their parents did, risking everything, coyotes and violence and hardship to cross the border. The DREAM Act must be passed now. That's an easy one. Do it now. Pass the DREAM Act now. A survey taken in the wake of the election, in which we supported Barack Obama. I think of Barack Obama, people say that he's the first black president. With all due respect, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson-Lee, I maintain that Barack Obama is the first brown president. Because if you study the pattern of elections, John McCain got the same percentage of the white vote as George Bush did in 2004. There was a slight increment in the African-American turnout, but generally speaking, historically, it is a historic fact in this country that black people vote Democratic much more than they vote, overwhelmingly than they vote Republican. The Latinos are the swing vote. They swung to Obama, 8 million vote margin. That's why I claim him. I claim Barack Obama. He may be a mutt like me, but he's the first brown president, and I love him. In summary, before I take up all of your time, all I say is this is the model. In many ways, I am absorbing the information from you because you are the experts. You are getting it right here. I applaud Harris County. I applaud Houston. I applaud the Greater Houston Partnership. I think that you are a model for the rest of our diverse nation going forward into the new reality, the reality in which in 2040, 25% of the population will be Hispanic. the reality in which by the end of the 21st century, the United States of America will be majority Hispanic. And it doesn't matter if that wall is 100 miles high. It doesn't matter if a single undocumented person crosses the border. I'm talking the vast majority of the exponential growth of the Hispanic community now in the United States is citizen-born. It is the new reality. The demographic genie is out of the bottle. The 2010 census will confirm that in a vivid way that nobody will be able to ignore. Going forward, the concerns of the community, when someone who looks like us and sounds like us discriminated against or targeted, that's not what we passed the post 9/11 laws to do. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Geraldo.